Hi, it's Joanne. Today I'm going to be watching Stargirl, Season 3, Episode 7, Infinity Inc. Part 1, Chapter 7. Yep, I know words. I am so excited for this episode. The previously suggested that we are going to see Jessie again. Oh my god, I had Jenny again. And potentially we're going to be looking into the institution that I've been like, where is the institution? Helix Institute, whatever that was teased in the previous season. And then we have all the drama that's been going on anyway, so this looks like it's shaping up to be a brilliant episode. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go!
I know this day's never easy for you.
Why did they separate the twins? Siblings, but they're twins, aren't they? Oh, something stops him from going. Ooh, it affected them both. Absolutely disgusting, separating children. Should be your one fucking goal if you have kids in care. Keep them with their family. Oh god. What the hell?
I can't go.
Oh lord, what happened to him? He got possessed and she got the lantern ring?
This him?
I think so.
Oh god.
You Rice?
Thought the cops had arrived very quickly. I just assumed it was a fancy establishment with fast-acting police service.
What is this place?
Rest assured, we're safe.
Sure. Just, you know, an average 18th. Most of us have them like that. Todd.
We're in Blue Valley for almost 10 years.
There's very clearly people acting weird in the house.
What have you been doing at night, Yolanda? Who have you been with?
Oh, would she involve her parents? I've been living my life, bitch.
Okay, Beth.
They really need to beef up security around here.
She's gonna shut down all power?
Please begin.
Amen.
You never say grace.
You guys did the prayer thing? Wow.
And they've hardly any food.
But the lesson that day was don't spy on people.
You are so obvious.
My other one won't.
Rick! Fucking worried about you. None of you are playing it cool. There we go. Yes, everyone was acting really weird. It's the Skull Man! You were right. I think that... I mean, okay. So people said they knew who it was. And I think the name you said was Skull Man's name. But I've forgotten both.
I wonder if she still even wants to be Stargirl.
You know she does, Rick.
Your priorities are in place, aren't they? You're just being bitches.
And it wasn't the Shade, the Crocs, Dragon King, or Cindy Berman.
I mean, I'm pretty sure... Like, what is the plan here? The guy's gonna know all his cameras are dead.
Took off the limiter, now it works 24/7.
Yes, Rick, and you seem healthy. You're making great choices, idiot.
Kind of extreme.
I think I know why his dad put the limiter on.
Being our man can be... Let's move.
Yeah, you seem like a douche.
I mean, are you okay?
I don't think right now is the time to be having these conversations, but I'm glad you're having them.
On his pet.
You can talk to me about anything, all right? You know that.
It's my fault.
No, it's not. They're being
I screwed up
judgmental
by keeping
assholes.
what's happening with Cameron to myself. Don't need me anymore, Pat. They have Starman now.
Hey,
Exactly as
Starman's
he
not the one
wanted.
who recruited him.
Pat? What's happening?
Was it Jenny? Oh god, it's the Shade?
I don't need the staff. I need Courtney Whitmore.
This is kidnapping, Shade. This is technically speaking. Oh, and Pat's gone too. Great, great.
I know there's a lot going on with you and Courtney, but don't let it take
This
you
guy,
long.
he is in their
Work out.
heads.
You two just have to talk.
And it crossed my mind, and I think it was... Oh, was it Tosh? I'm so sorry if I'm misremembering who it was. I left a comment saying, and it crossed my mind while I was editing, that what if this isn't Sylvester at all, and it's just some kind of force that's making them think it's Sylvester?
Thank you,
Even the
Sylvester.
staff.
Muchachos, narcóticos?
Yes.
O peor?
I have done nothing wrong. I promise.
I mean, I do think in a reasonable circumstances, a parent being cross that their child has been lying about where they are going is allowed, but the way they are so overzealous about everything else, it is not.
If you love me, you'll trust me.
It is about time she stood up to them, but I think the sneaking out isn't good.
Everything you've done.
She sent a picture to her boyfriend.
This minute. Or get out of this house.
Do you want to play it that way? Like, as a parent, if your kid is saying they have work shifts and then they're secretly going somewhere else when they're like 15, 16, you have every right to be mad. But getting mad because your daughter trusted her boyfriend and sent him a picture and then that got spread around the school, disgusting.
What do you mean send us back if you could?
My abilities are, well, to be frank, they come me apart like an old suit.
Is it Todd's? Because Todd's looked all smoky like him.
Who could stitch them back to...
I told the Shade that I should call you first to explain everything, but he never listens to anything I say.
How do they know each other so well?
And he needs our help.
Courtney doesn't have the staff and he doesn't have Stripesy. I love us, but really? Are we useful? Oh God. Monsters. At least I'm glad we're finally dealing with this.
Found Todd? Help me overcome the darkness within me, Courtney. You did it when you beat Eclipso. How do I do that?
Courtney's not in the best place right now.
Saving Todd might be the thing that lets her expel the darkness out of her ring.
Exactly, and if it doesn't, it's a perfect way to get the Shade to help.
And get you back to normal.
She's right, Shade.
Let's go upstairs and get your brother.
I hope it does nothing to help get rid of the darkness, and we just save Todd and the Shade has to help.
6 months and it's only gotten worse.
Who is making a skull
We need
portrait
to
of
be more
him?
aggressive with.
Holy smokes, a
At some point, is he gonna check the film and they'll find some kind of incriminating picture on it?
I know Courtney and I aren't really speaking, but
Because you've been a bitch to her, but yes, you're a baby in need and we will take you in.
I had nowhere else to go.
I know that the house isn't infinitely big, but like Rick's living by himself. You should come and move in as well.
Come on, let's go.
Yes, this isn't causing him any problems.
Can you stop doing that?
What? Never matters. Crush them all the same.
Yes, you're becoming a real toxic dude, bro.
Whoever you are,
This is great.
we're coming for you.
Because we did it so sneakily, we obviously didn't want to do it like that, because we could have.
Todd?
Who's that? Who are you?
We need to get behind that door and stop the bastards.
Your sister.
If you take me out of this room, I'll destroy the world.
Well, I'm not leaving you here.
Oh God. What's happening to him? The darkness is somehow him? I'm so confused. Tell me more. Holy shit. Were they actually trying to help him somehow? Can Jenny help him? Everything is fine. You in the Shadowlands again? Of course they're in Boo Valley. Despite being knocked out elsewhere. Okay. Alright, so that was definitely an interesting episode. You could definitely tell it was part 1 over part 2. And I feel like maybe could have just been a 1-part episode. Like, I enjoyed it. It was not a bad episode, but there definitely was a lot of stuff that was kind of drawn, a lot of them looking for cameras and like, that could have been condensed and we could have maybe squeezed it into one episode, but then maybe the second part of the episode is going to be so jam-packed full that it was necessary to do it this way. I will start with being very happy that we're seeing Jenny again. I loved her when she was in it, and I've been worrying about her and her brother and hoping she would find him and wanting to know about this institute. Now, what is going on with him? Because obviously the second she touched the ring, he got consumed with evil dark shadows, and now she's like the Shade is involved. I'm not going to pretend I understand what's going on. It seems like he has to somehow be linked to the Shade, but that was before Jenny had ever met the Shade, unless something had happened to the ring before their meeting, before she ever got the ring. I still stand by, if you separate children in the foster system, you are monsters. It's bad enough that they are not with the rest of their family. If they can have each other, you should never separate them. And like the fact that Todd was like, if you let me out of here, I'm going to destroy the world. Now, were the people there doing this to him, making him unstable and making him blow, or were they trying to help him in their own? Is that going to be the huge twist that they weren't evil? Then why is the person making that? I think they're evil. They were making a skull. The Growly McGrowlison has been making a skull portrait. And I don't know if he is Growly McGrowlison or if that's someone else. I'm just confused. They will tell us, but it's confusing. But the way both of them held on to their one remaining family member and this desire to find them, the fact that, you know, his boyfriend had bought them tickets to go and try and find her, like he was that close. I mean, it would have then been like, oh yeah, she left a couple of days ago, but you know, like they were so close to actually trying to do it. And knowing that he was looking for her the same way she was looking for him is really lovely to know. The fact that they've found each other, they've seen each other, and we've got to save him now. I will fight if we do not save him. And then Pat and the Shade have ended up in this shadow world, but everyone there exists. It's a dumb thing to say, but like they exist. It wasn't like they were seeing Blue Valley through a filter and like they were ghosts. They were there, and like the car was beeping because it was going to hit them. So I'm very intrigued about where they have ended up and how Todd impacts the Shade and Jenny and their connection and what their connection is. I'm very excited to unpack that and to see more of this institute in the next episode. It would be quite the twist if they were actually trying to help, but I just don't see it personally. Then Yolanda, now I feel horrific for her with her family, the way they've treated her. You know, in a way, what her mum was upset with in this episode, I think is perfectly, if you take it in isolation, perfectly reasonable. Your 16-year-old child says they're doing lots of work shifts, and then they don't tell you where they're going. They're still a baby, they're still under your roof. Like, yes, obviously you kind of need to be, you don't treat them like a 5-year-old, but you deserve to know where they're going, to know if they're safe and what they're up to. But it comes with everything else they've ever put Yolanda through. The fact that when they say everything you've done to this family, and what she did was trust a boy and send him a picture. It's ridiculous, completely and utterly archaic standards, oppressive parenting, that the last straw was this. Now, from where they come from, of course her mother was going to get that, like, we'll kick you out, but anyone who kicks your child out, disgusting, especially when it's because she wouldn't let you look at her phone. At the end of the day, you should love your child, and if she is making poor decisions, if she's doing something that you think is wrong, talk to her, help her through it. And if your kid trusts a boy, sends him a private picture and it gets shared around the school, comfort her. It is not the end of the world, and help her see that and don't be like this. So I'm glad Yolanda is out. I'm glad and I mean, horrible as it is, I'm glad that she's with people that will treat her right, although I don't know how long-term or sustainable it is that she's here. I have been arguing that Rick should move in with them from day one because he lived with an abusive uncle and now lives alone. I'm glad she had somewhere to go. She's been a shit friend to Courtney, but my heart still breaks for her because no kid deserves to go through this with their parents. Rick is a little steroid douche. I love Rick, but I am not liking him with this hourglass limiter. You can definitely see why his father put the limit in, and like the fact that Sylvester ever suggested he should take it out, and that he didn't ever think, I wonder why my dad put a limiter in. Was it just for shits and giggles? You know, it's a bit of fun. My dad thought, oh, I'll limit myself. Our man's got a nice ring to it. Obviously there was a reason. Beth has seen his toxic behaviour, which is good. And is that going to partly explain his kind of aggressive toxicity with regards to Courtney and Cameron? Because, like, I can get being a little bit annoyed with, like, the level of annoyed he was, considering, as I said in the last episode, that when Courtney first met him and she looked at him and she saw a kid that was struggling and needed a helping hand or needed someone to give him a chance, and, like, then he would be able to, like, grow and flourish. And she saw someone that was also a kid, or at the time she thought it was also a JSA member's kid who maybe could deal with that, have that legacy and heritage passed on, and she gave him a chance despite Yolanda and Beth being like, oh no, he's scary, weird loner boy, he's angry, we don't like him. But now with Cameron, it's, oh, we're going to judge him, ridiculous. I'm glad we got all the cameras, though I get the concept of there's a blackout, the cameras go down, we get rid of them all, the blackout ends. Would the person think, I suppose, like, oh, the blackout just killed my cameras? But regardless, he was going to know they'd done something. I mean, the way they were taught, that saying grace when you never say grace, like, the way they were acting was suddenly screaming into the night, like, you shouldn't spy on people. It's very, like, obvious that they knew the cameras were there. But whatever their plan was, Rick looking the camera in the eye and saying, we're coming for you, and then smashing it in, wasn't smart. We'll see where that goes. So yeah, this was a good episode, but I'd say it's probably one of the weaker ones of the season so far. They've all been very good episodes this season, just because you could definitely feel that it was the first part of a two-parter, and there were some segments that sort of were stretched and dragged out when they didn't need to be. I'm hoping that means the next episode is jam-packed full of goodness. That was why they couldn't fit it all into one. But yeah, reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.